Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Today we're back here with the kill count. Well, I may be late by 2 days, but it's the Serial Mom kill count. The Mother's Day special. So, my guess, Mom goes psycho and trying to hide it from the family. At least that's what I'm guessing. I did not look up anything beforehand, so I don't know what's going on here. So, I mean, with Serial Mom, this is gonna be nuts. And it's a comedy from what we saw in the preview on the next kill count. Shall we check it out? Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Let's go. Let's begin.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally
James.
up the victims and all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and today, in honor of Mother's Day, we're finally looking at Serial Mom, released in 1994. Serial Mom follows Beverly Sutphin, an ordinary housewife with a murderous dark side. It's the ninth film by Baltimore-based writer-director John Waters, who we've seen on the Kill Count as an actor in Chucky. As a filmmaker, Waters came up in the 70s and 80s, making no-budget indies that became cult classics. His films are known for their camp, their colorful casts of misfits, and their sleaziness. That's why Waters has been known as the Pope of Trash and the King of Bad Taste, a reputation he's more than happy to lean into.
Wow. Well, that's certainly a very good compliment. I mean, what nicer thing could somebody say about me than that?
We were honored to have the chance to interview him a couple of weeks ago, which you can see on Dead Meat Presents. Serial Mom is a long way from his controversial earlier work like Pink Flamingos. By the late 80s, Waters had some relatively mainstream hits like the original Hairspray and Crybaby. Serial Mom became his most popular film, much to the amusement of his usual crew.
It was just amazing that we all had to kind of become straight in this.
Still, even though Serial Mom is a bit tamer than his other work, it still bulldozes through sensitive topics with Waters' trademark humor.
I don't think it's in poor taste. I think it's topical. I think it's risky taste. I think I'm asking you to laugh at something that isn't funny.
Serial Mom isn't a horror movie, but it is a dark comedy slasher. It was made as an homage to Splatter King Herschel Gordon Lewis, whose movie Blood Feast is briefly featured.
Ooh, could we watch that scene again? You know, the one where he rips her heart out?
More pointedly, it's a satire of true crime obsessions and the way Americans tend to turn serial killers into celebrities.
Could you sign it to a future Serial Mom?
It's also a great send-up of suburbia, suggesting someone might just snap from all its rules of conformity.
This movie is a joke on what's politically correct, because I ask you to like a killer, but at the same time, someone she kills doesn't recycle, and the jury is more uptight about that than the murder.
Finally, it sometimes feels like a parody of all those family movies in the 90s, some of which were adaptations of old sitcoms that the Sutphins feel ripped straight out of. The humor succeeds thanks to the smart script and committed cast, led by Kathleen Turner in a flawless performance. She's such a strong, sexy force of nature here, and her face acting alone is worth the price of admission. Plus, we've got Matthew Lillard playing her horror movie-obsessed son.
So happy I could shit.
Me too, man. Shit, yeah!
You know how I hate the brown word.
Oh.
The brown word? That's a...
Despite opposition from critics and even its own distributor, Waters stood by the movie's dark comedy and violence. I'm glad he did, because Serial Mom rules. It feels more relevant now than ever. Will this homicidal homemaker decide...
Hey boss, I had a question about the recount.
Tim! Do you know how rude it is to interrupt me while I'm...
Wait, recount? Did I hear that right?
That horrible smell. Is that your cologne?
Oh, yeah, the site says it's a light mist of honey and autumn.
Well, honey, they missed autumn big time. You should have used today's sponsor,
Scentbird.
Okay.
Scentbird is a fragrance subscription that lets you choose a new designer fragrance to try every
I was about
month.
to say, where's the music?
$17. And what fragrance you get is entirely up to you. My choice is To Me Kinetic. I love how its combination of sandalwood and mandarin makes for a scent that's fruity but also warm and woodsy. Chelsea says it's great when we cuddle up for a movie, but I can always switch it up with my Vince Camuto Original, which has a more aromatic scent when I'm in the mood for something light and fresh. Here, I'll help you get started by building your scent profile. Would you say you're more sophisticated or sporty?
I'm just a guy.
I'll put sophisticated.
I think I would have gone sporty.
And there. Now you have a selection of tailored scents that'll help you find a signature scent that'll feel like an expression of you.
Dope. Thanks.
Ha! Happy to help. Now get that cologne off my set.
Okay, bye. Jeez.
Don't subject your loved
really
ones to your bad scent selections. Try Scentbird by scanning the QR code or using the link below. And with our coupon code DEAD, you'll get 55% off at Scentbird. That's just $8 for your first order. Plus, you'll get free delivery to your door. Will this homicidal homemaker serve up a sizable suburban body count? Let's find out.
I can get to the kills. So yeah, basically, Suburban Mom goes crazy. I think is that the right word? Let me know. So, How many people involved in this suburban serial killer? Well, let's go find out. I'm actually kind of curious to see how much the serial mom kills off. Let's check it out.
The movie begins by saying it's
True
a true
story.
story. It is not. John
Thank
Waters
you.
is just a little stinker like that. We wade through Waters and his aquatic cast, Waterston and Lake, really? And surface into a title card. In an idyllic Baltimore suburb, housewife Beverly Sutton prepares breakfast for her family. Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. Teenage daughter Misty is talking about her new boyfriend, and dentist daddy Eugene couldn't be happier for her.
I think it's great Misty's got a new beau.
This is a loving family, even if Chip teases his sister in Lillardian style.
He's cute.
Still, there are early warning signs that Beverly might be more psycho than Norman Bates. A couple of detectives named Pike and Gracie pay the family a house call. Dottie Hinkle, their neighbor down the street, has been receiving obscene messages straight out of a COD lobby. But Beverly's like you two. She hates the P word. She's a grown-up, domesticated Disney princess.
Look at the birds out there. Listen to their call. Hoo-wee, hoo-wee.
Beverly sees her kids off to school. Chip rides with his jughead-looking girlfriend Bertie and his jug-loving best friend Scotty. Dude's so horny, he's freaking gooning at the wheel. Oh God! Misty gets a ride from the hunky Carl Pageant,
Also,
that new boyfriend
does
she
she
mentioned.
have like a Pee-wee?
Oh, Misty's in the zone.
Is that a
It ain't
Pee-wee
on her.
Herman doll?
With her home finally free of family
Yep,
and
that is,
fuzz,
okay.
Beverly lets her freak flag fly. She calls up Dottie with her best Richard Nixon.
Is this the cocksucker residence?
Waters said he stole that line from Boy George's answering machine. Bev's
Really?
the one who's been harassing her neighbor, and she's a pro. She even tricks Dottie into saying the word herself when she calls back and pretends to be a phone operator.
Cocksucker, that's what she calls me.
Listen to you, filthy mouth, you fucking whore!
Damn, dude, just
Damn, bro, calm down.
I love Kathleen Turner's unbridled glee with which she makes these calls. Her commitment is hilarious, as is Beverly's motivation. This campaign of terror all got started because of a stolen parking spot. I love that it was at a Joann Fabrics, too. That's the most realistic detail of all. Beverly shakes off her stink face in time for a meeting with Chip's math teacher, Paul Stubbins.
Hey, Chip.
Chip is actually a pretty good student, but Stubbins is concerned about some deviant behavior.
His unhealthy obsession with sick horror films.
Oh.
Really?
Wait,
hey!
The teacher blames a troubled home life, and that's enough to set Beverly off.
Why?
She tracks him down in the parking lot while he's opening a stick of gum. Big mistake, my man. Bev runs her house like it were Disneyland.
We don't allow gum in this house.
She floors it and wipes Mr. Stubbins across her windshield. Sweet tumbling stuff over the top of that car. Hell yeah. He's still got some
Looked like he
life
broke
left
his
in him,
leg,
so
too.
he backs that thing up for a smashing it. The second time does the job, and Paul Stubbins never chewed gum again. Kathleen Turner.
Damn. Stubbing the teacher. Goodbye. Man, all because she questioned him about her parenting. Okay. Honestly, I'm glad my mom ain't like that, and I'm in suburbs. Hopefully not, but you never know. I'm kidding. You gotta have, like, some release, I guess, in her. I guess it's just taking out people who offended her. I think. I don't know. Anyway, back to it.
Turner was briefly turned off by the script's violence, but Waters assured her it would be satirical. She was a bona fide movie star in the 80s and 90s, with an Oscar nomination.
Hey, Peggy Sue got
married. Her friends and reps told her not to work with a B-movie director like Waters, but she decided to give it a shot. It got the movie greenlit and financed, making Serial Mom a merger of Hollywood stars and Waters' regular crew of weirdos.
And they came and joined our little bunch of merry pranksters.
The parking lot slaughter gets Beverly nursing
nice.
her Manson man crush. Nothing like a little murder to put some body heat back in the bedroom,
Ooh.
so she and Eugene have passionate sex that night. Loud, passionate sex. Using a springboard? A bed trampoline? Whatever it is. I'm sorry, kids. Beverly's road rage was witnessed by a nearby pothead who identified her station wagon, so the detectives pay the family another visit. Come on, guys, let her birdwatch in peace.
Oh, there's Dee Dee. Oh, she's my favorite starling.
Oh, word? Mine's Clarice. Bev dismisses the witness because of her reefer madness, but some leftover scrapbooking material arouses the cops' suspicions. They rifle through her trash and peep inside her windows and speak to her nosy neighbor, Rosemary Ackerman. Earlier, Rosemary had almost caught Bev during her dirty phone calls to Dottie. Beverly talks shit about Rosemary with her only true friends, garbage men Gus and Sloppy. The trash men think Rosemary's trash because she doesn't recycle.
Cost the taxpayers millions of dollars last year, but she don't care nothing about the national budget.
But they love Beverly thanks to her meticulous sorting. Oh, and because she gives them free booze. That's better than Dolores's bar. She gets them hating Rosemary to a comical degree.
I hate Mrs. Ackerman.
I hate her too.
I hate her guts. You know, somebody ought to kill her.
Yeah,
Maybe they will, trash man. Maybe they will. Beverly snoops by Rosemary's house, where she and Dottie are watching Joan Rivers host a fictional episode of her talk show.
Serial hags. Women who love men who mutilate.
Man, get a load of this room. Rosemary picked a decoration theme and stuck with it. While Rosemary's back is turned, Beverly drops Dottie a hint that she's her secret admirer.
Are those pussy willows?
Pussy,
dried ones. Aren't they pretty?
What did you just say? Pussy willows, Dottie.
A crash bang changes the subject.
What are you doing? I didn't do it.
My Franklin Mint Fabergé egg.
If you don't recognize Mary Jo Catlett's face, you might know her voice
This
as
is
Mrs.
Puff?
Puff on SpongeBob. She's in good
Really?
company. As intimated earlier, Turner voiced Jessica Rabbit. No wonder she's got such strong
Damn, bro.
here. Bev bundles up Rosemary for a trip to the swap meet to get a new egg,
Rose.
leaving Dottie in the dust.
I heard her voice. It's her.
Misty's at the market too, running her own booth. She really has a way with customers.
Thanks for not buying anything.
She's in a bad mood after getting stood up by Carl. Beverly spots him with his new girlfriend, played by adult film star turned actress Tracy Lords, who had just appeared in Waters' Crybaby. She's not the only celebrity at the swap meet either. Mr. Furley's here in picture form. Johnny 50's pumped about that.
Wait, what's in the background?
Fucking darn nuts.
He's the coolest.
He is the coolest. Carl's indiscretion gets Bev's blood boiling again, so she grabs a fire poker that Rosemary bought and follows him into the boys' room. She's forced to briefly hide in a stall where she's spotted through a glory hole by a passing pervert. The man skedaddles out of there, giving Bev the freedom to stab Carl in the back. Ew, what just came out of him? Is that his liver? You know what Chip would say. Leave him alone!
Leave her alone.
And, don't forget to flush. Beverly's turning into an real monster.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, see, that guy knows. I love that he's randomly eating a
kebab in the bathroom.
Devastated to see her beau in a body bag and grows suspicious of her mom's blasé reaction. Rosemary sees it too, as well as some blood on Bev's shoes and leftover Carl on her fire poker. She winds up telling the police.
Jeez. Well, goes to show you, she may be a killer, but not very good with the evidence. Like, it's pretty much just saying, she did it. Seriously, what? I mean, pretty sure the guy would have been like, yeah, I just saw her in the men's bathroom. Probably her. Seriously. No one think, Lo, why is the lady in the men's bathroom? Like, anyway.
We'll also get a statement from Dottie, although she has to confide in a female officer, given the vulgar language.
It's okay. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Come on, let it out.
Come on.
Pussy, that's what she said to me. Pussy willow.
The detectives visit Eugene at work and say they found troubling books of Beverly's in their recycling.
Helter Skelter. Hunting humans.
That guy doesn't miss anything, at least not after the Gemini killer case in Georgetown. Eugene finds more damning artifacts at home, like love letters from mass murderer Richard Speck and a horny tape from Ted Bundy, voiced by John Waters in a cameo.
Beverly, it's me, Ted Bundy, and it's lonely here on death row.
Misty goes to the video store where Chip and Birdie work and tells them she thinks their mom is guilty of murder. Chip blows it off and says that sounds like the plot of a bad horror movie.
Who's gonna be the next victim?
Chip's played by Matthew Lillard, of course, hero to several generations for his work in Scream, Scooby-Doo, and Five Nights at Freddy's. This was one of his very first film roles. His only earlier credit was Ghoulies 3, where he went by Matthew Lynn.
It was my first movie. It was my first experience, so... You know, you always remember.
Love you, Lillard.
I have
Love you, buddy.
Incredibly vivid memories about this one particular movie. Since then, I don't remember anything, but this one movie, I have these great memories.
Between Chip's job at the video store and his love of lurid horror movies, he comes off as a cross between Randy Meeks and Randall Graves. You couldn't get more 90s slacker if you tried. Rand Squared's sister Misty is played by Ricky Lake, who was just about to start her own talk show, which would wind up running for 11 seasons. Lake was a Waters regular and worked with him a few times, most notably as Tracy Turnblad in the original Hairspray. She made a cameo in the musical adaptation.
Nice.
The Sutphens have an awkward family dinner. I love how we're only halfway through the movie and her family already suspects her as a killer. Chip tries to broach the subject by throwing Scotty under the bus.
You know, Mom, Scotty thinks you're the killer.
Does he?
And man, she stands right the fuck up to go take care of business, leaving her family the flimsiest of excuses on a chalkboard. Detective Pike tries to tell Bev, but she loses him with a shortcut. Damn, she didn't even need a mushroom for that? Her family also tries to follow her, but when they can't keep up, they head directly to Scotty's house, assuming he's in danger. In danger of getting hairy palms, maybe, since he's settling in for a porn starring Chesty Morgan. This guy is such a horn dog, he's got a poster for Sex World on his wall. Is that a real thing? It's not
Probably
something I'm
not.
about to make my researcher Google.
Hey, there's the pussy willow.
Thank you, James.
The Sutphens walk in on Scotty wanking off, and the cops bust in before he can bust a nut too. And from that day forward, Scotty could only come with a gun pointed at him. Scotty's played by Justin Whalen, last seen on the kill count as a 16-year-old Andy Barkley in Child's Play 3. He was the original link between Don Mancini and John Waters, which led to the filmmaker's appearance in Seed of Chucky in the TV series. Instead of going to Scotty's, Bev's at the home of Ralph and Betty Sterner. They're neighborhood friends who don't appreciate Eugene's dental expertise.
Help me, Betty. He's worse than the dentist and the marathon man.
She sees them eating a chicken dinner, and it reminds her of her avian friends.
Ooh-wee, ooh-wee.
Beverly sneaks into their house and attacks Betty from the closet. She makes quick work of her by plunging a pair of scissors into her stomach. When Ralph comes upstairs to check out the noise, Bev throws the engagement scissors at him a couple of times. He makes it outside, hotly hollering for help, and Bev cools him down by pushing a window unit air conditioner onto his head. The Sutphens reunite back.
Yeah, that's uh-oh. Jeez, at that point, they're like, okay, who else does she piss off? What's next? Also, yeah, crazy there's like a connection, with Chucky in this film, but then again, you surprisingly see a lot of stuff here. John Waters with Hairspray. Never thought I'd see the day. Then again, to see the remake movie, with Zac Efron and all of that. Yeah, and John Travolta as the mom. Not kidding, look it up. Anyway.
Back home for dessert. Bev's family temporarily assuaged of their suspicions. That only lasts until the next morning, though, when they see every cop in Baltimore lined up to tail them on their way to Sunday service. This line of cops is so long, I don't think the last few are gonna make that light. Beverly is named as a suspect on the radio and given a media moniker by the press.
Tell me, Mrs. Sutphen, are you Serial Mom?
What? No comment.
Serial Mom. Wow.
The paparazzi and pearl clutching follow them to the pews, where a sudden sneeze sets off a full-on riot, right as the cops move in for the arrest. Beverly manages to escape during the chaos, thanks to her overgrown garbage men pal kids. And those dudes just punched the cop in the face. How are they not arrested after this? Chip and Birdie help Beverly get away, since Chip is her son, and Birdie thinks she's cool.
You're bigger than Freddy and Jason now, only you're a real person.
They hide her at the video store, where she witnesses them dealing with a rude customer named Mrs. Jensen.
I don't feel like rewinding them.
Well, that's not kind. No wonder Bev gets her classic "I'm gonna murder you" face. Mrs. Jensen gets home and tells her good boy about her big plans for the day.
He's watching Annie.
Watching Annie and eating, what is that, a lamb and jelly sandwich? What the
Could
fuck?
be.
I don't know what's
Looks like
grosser,
peas.
that sandwich or the way she gives her dog a little feet treat.
Get 'em all wet.
The sorrow.
Beverly breaks into Mrs.
my
Jensen's home and
dog
subdues
does that,
her dog
but
with
she's-
belly rubs and smooches. She skips a simple stabbing and instead opts for a meaty murder via leg of lamb. She creeps up behind
Literally
Mrs.
leg of
Jensen
lamb.
and uses it to beat her to death to the beat of Annie's opening
Bonk.
song Tomorrow. She really gets
Bonk.
into it during the final
Bonk.
flourishing crescendo. I
Bonk.
fucking love it. If only Mrs. Jensen had followed the rules.
Rewind!
For some
Rewind,
reason,
bitch!
Scotty took it
Sorry
upon
to say.
himself to be a witness, watching through the window from a nearby roof. Bev spots Scott, and he can't pretend that Scotty doesn't know, so she grabs old Reliable and chases him back to his car. Holy shit, Kathleen Turner
Man,
is
right in
broken
the middle
those
of
heels.
public.
He manages to get away, so Bev GTAs herself a new ride to continue the
Okay,
pursuit.
bye.
Damn, Scotty, nice drifting, dude. I guess he does have a lot of experience with a stick. Meanwhile,
Hey.
Chip and Birdie go to Mrs. Jensen's home to stop his mom, but aren't able to see inside until the murder's all said and done. The sight of a real-life dead body wakes Birdie up from her horror movie fantasies.
There's no blood, and it's brown. It's not red like in the horror movie.
They leave and run into Misty and Eugene, who are also
Hey, guys.
out looking for Beverly. They watch Scotty zoom by with Mom in hot pursuit, giving a friendly wave while she passes. The whole
Hello.
group hightails it after them, followed closely by the detectives, and they all end up at Hammerjack's, a real-life music venue in Baltimore that operated from 1977 to 2006. Waters filmed
So,
and set
what happened
most
to
of his
Hammerjack's?
movies in
Tore down?
Baltimore, but Serial Mom settings have extra personal ties. The neighborhood where the Sutphens live is the same one where he grew up, and the high school
was nice.
was attended by drag star Divine, one of Waters' close friends and collaborators. Scotty has a hard time getting into the club, but Bev is given special access on account of her newfound celebrity status.
Hey, you're Serial Mom.
Yes, I guess I am.
Come on in, lady, quick.
The rest of the family seems to be enjoying her infamy as well, except for Eugene. He seems a little stressed.
Come
Inside,
on.
a crowd is moshing to a performance by Camel Lips, a fictional group played by the real-life rock band L7. They rock out with their toes out while performing Gas Chamber, a song the band co-wrote with Waters for the film. They wore big old fake foam lips for their costumes.
Okay.
And it was very uncomfortable to wear after a while. It started to get kind of steamy in there.
Do I even want to know?
You know what I'm saying?
This venue's so rowdy, the band beats up Scotty when he wanders on stage. And the crowd straight up abducts Eugene in the mosh pit.
Bye.
In some respects, this was typecasting because I didn't even know what a mosh pit was.
Bev catches up to Scotty and takes him down like she were the Phantom of the Opera. Then she goes full metal and lights him up with a can of hairspray. The crowd is into the pyro. Hell, even Camel Lips gets involved.
Jesus.
The cops arrive and Bev's arrested on the spot.
I'm seeing the satire here.
Danita Sparks is free to go. 5 months later, Beverly's trial has become a media circus. Chip has become her hotshot publicist, while Misty profits off her status as the daughter of a serial killer. She's even got herself a paparazzo boyfriend. Given the subject matter and the year of this movie's release, you might expect this to be satirizing the infamous O.J. Simpson trial. But no, Serial Mom was just incredibly prescient. It came out in April of '94, 2 months before Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman were tragically murdered. Beverly is thriving and making friends with the jury, but juror number 8 draws her ire because she's wearing white shoes after Labor Day. It's a fashion faux pas so old, it's unclear why it's even a thing. I guess white's a
Again, satire, everybody.
Where did that idea come from? You just...
Certainly, my mother always told my sisters you can't wear white shoes in the summer, and I agree with her. I look at people now, and I think basically I'm
have white shoes. I'm good.
That's the only time I'm for capital punishment.
Just like that rule, the defense wants to declare Beverly insane. Bev balks at the idea and opts to represent herself instead. Seems like a recipe for disaster, but Serial Mom makes for quite the attorney as the film's final act becomes a courtroom drama. Bev argues her own innocence using character attacks and convenient loopholes. But since they've been set up throughout the movie, it works with all the callbacks. She takes down the first witness, Dottie, by provoking her into obscenities.
Did you see that? She just said fuck you to me.
Let the record show I am merely standing here.
Fuck you too, you son.
Dottie is played by Mink Stoll, a close friend of John Waters, who's appeared in literally all of his films. It's a distinction she shares with Waters' childhood friend Mary Vivian Pierce and his casting director Pat Moran. Waters' cast and crew of regulars were nicknamed the Dreamlanders after his production company. Other Dreamlanders in Serial Mom include Bess Armstrong, who we've seen in Jaws 3D, and Doug Roberts, who appeared in Hairspray. Serial Mom also includes freaking Patty Hearst as juror number 8, she of the rule-breaking white shoes. Hearst, the granddaughter of publishing magnate William Randolph Hearst, was infamously kidnapped in 1974 by the Symbionese Liberation Army. She committed several crimes with the group, which she later said she was forced to do. Hearst met Waters at the Cannes Film Festival, where she was promoting Paul Schrader's biopic about her. The two became friends, and Hearst went on to appear in 5 of Waters' movies.
People will kind of go, God, that's just so incredible, like you were discovered. And I said, well, yeah,
more
but
like
I
saved.
recommend waiting tables over getting kidnapped by terrorists.
I actually think she does an excellent job
feel
in
bad
this
for her,
movie,
you know?
showing fear and uncertainty. Next to the stand is the litter bug, Rosemary Ackerman. Beverly makes her look guilty of the murders when she points out some carefully cultivated evidence. It was Rosemary's magazine that had the letters cut out, which were used for Dottie's dirty letter. It was Rosemary's scissors used to stab Betty Sterner, and Rosemary's fire poker used to murder Carl. The final straw comes when she admits she doesn't recycle, shocking and disgusting everyone.
I don't have room in my kitchen.
The police don't fare well on the stand either, with Detective Pike getting distracted by the entrance of Suzanne Summers. Like, the actual actress,
Really?
Suzanne Summers.
How'd she get her?
Jill and Three's company.
Chip mentioned she was getting involved earlier.
Suzanne Summers is interested in playing my mom.
This was Summers in peak mom mode. Step by Step was in its 3rd of 7 seasons as part of TGIF's lineup, and she had Thighmaster commercials all over the place. She even had her own talk show for a hot minute. I grew up watching Step by Step and Three's Company on Nick at Night, so it's hilarious for me to see her here as a fame-chasing version of herself. R.I.P. The only 2 eyewitnesses are that giggly stoner and the porcelain peeper. Bev appeals to the guy's basic instincts to be a perv, so he melts onto her side, causing the prosecution's case to fall apart. Against all odds, the jury finds Beverly not guilty, much to the happiness of her family.
What should I do? I don't know. Bring her home, I guess.
Beverly Sutphin becomes a free
I'd
woman.
probably watch out.
She just can't let sleeping dogs lie. She follows juror number 8 into a nearby phone booth and reprimands her for her footwear.
No, please. Fashion has changed.
Beverly uses the payphone to beat the woman to death. Someone had better call a Patty Hearst. Bev returns to the press, not in the mood for their pictures or her celebrity portrayer.
Suzanne Summers, this is my bad side.
The movie ends with the juror's body being discovered, and Suzanne Summers realizing Beverly Sutphin may not have a good side. How many murders can one mom make when she has to do the cooking, the cleaning, and the killing? Let's find out.
Get the numbers.
Molly, Daddy's going to the numbers. Come on, lick Daddy's feet. Get them all wet. The sun will come out tomorrow.
She's looking at this and like, what the fuck?
7 people died in Serial Mom, with the victims consisting of 4 men and 3 women. That gives us this pie chart, but you'll have to finish your vegetables before you eat it. We've seen this count and breakdown in 8 other episodes before,
even
most recently in Puppet Master. With a runtime of 93 minutes, Serial Mom had to kill on average every 13.29 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Mrs. Jensen. I'll never be able to hear tomorrow from Annie without thinking of this kill. Production had to pay $65,000 to use the song, and I think it was worth every last penny. Dog machete for lamest kill will go to Betty Sterner. Scissors in the sternum is the least creative and least humorous kill of the film. And that's it. Serial Mom came out in 1994 and bombed at the box office, but like many John Waters films, has since become a cult classic. Next week, we're headed to the high school dance, but until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the kill count.
On the next kill count.
Attention all students of Hamilton High. It's time for your annual prom.
Prom, baby.
Oh, great. Please be sure to follow all
Welcome to the
rules
70s,
and guidelines to avoid
I think.
accidents and injuries.
Listen, I don't want anyone
I
hurt.
think this is 70s, I'm not too sure.
Don't get into vans with strangers, no matter how cool they are.
They call me Slick.
Don't moon the weird janitor Sykes. Everyone knows Sykesy likesy.
Sykesy likes it.
Alex, no man is wacko.
Don't remind people too much of Carrie, and please limit your choreographed disco dance to 5 minutes max.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yes, that includes you, Ms. Curtis. We know
Oh, hey,
we're in
Jamie.
Halloween. You still need to let others have time on the dance floor.
I'll try to remember.
Finally, please don't put on a ski mask and murder people because they accidentally killed a little girl when they were young.
Jeez.
The killer's gonna get you, Kelly.
That's the most important rule of all. Well, that and not driving
In your van off a cliff.
of a cliff. Let's be smarter than that, people.
No
This
kidding.
week, watch an early slasher featuring kills, boobs, and Leslie Nielsen.
Surely you can't be serious.
I
am serious. Don't call me Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley.
Then on Friday, make a middle school murder pact to watch the kill count. Only on Dead Meat.
It's not who you go with, honey. It's who takes you home.
Prom night. You currently-
Well, that happened, and available for free a lot. So I'm guessing 70s for that. I don't know the exact year, but oh boy. Something tells me they deserve that. Anyway, so there's Serial Mom, and god dang, this have a campy feel. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, like, subscribe for more. See ya!